September 15, 1986, from the memoirs of Coach Jim Hunt. These are different kids. Different from Calistoga, anyway. We do a lot of running, as is my usual Monday routine, but they bitch and whine and cry and drop out for every possible reason.
I was ready for a change, but my family didn't want to move. We were living here in Napa. So I made a kind of a circle on the map, 50-mile radius. Roanoke Park fell within that, and then the job opened up. Applied and was lucky enough to get it, and there we go.
Referees are going to discuss this one with head coach Jim Hunt. His first year as a head coach for Rancho.
We had a team meeting in the spring when I first got the job, went over to the school, and half of the guys who were going to be seniors from the team before weren't there. And that pattern followed through. None of them showed up for spring practice.
From the memoirs of Coach Jim Hunt, Saturday, August 30th, 1986. Picture day and intra-squad scrimmage. We should have quit after the pictures.
I don't know if I gave Hunt a fair chance, only because I felt like I didn't know him.
There was something missing in the first few weeks, and in part, a lot of it was attitude.
I think there were some good kids. They were just very independent, wanting to do what they wanted to do, how they did it.
The whole season was a struggle, and not a fun struggle.
That's an even 90 yards of penalties against the Ranch tonight.
The first series that I was in,
Jim Wheeler at quarterback.
took the snap, was an option right, decided to keep around the right end, got upfield, but hadn't been touched, was feeling great, and I run into my guard who had pulled. I put my hand on their back, basically cut off of him, but pushed him into a defensive player to pick up another 8 or 9 yards, and I probably picked up 10, 15 yards on the play. And I'll never forget getting up, coming back to the huddle, and having that guard who was a senior tell me, "Don't you ever push me again."
Hey, Hunt! Put the slam in there! Hey, Hunt, come on! Get your head out of it! Get your head out of it!
April 1st, 1987. Problems for the 87 season. Numbers, talent, their lack of success. Ken chimed in and said, "Jim, if this team wins 5 games this year, you should be Empire Coach of the Year."
I guess it was early in two-a-days of the 87 season. I had a board that had little cards on it that had a depth chart on it, and I kept looking at that thing. Who can we change? Who can we move around? But there just wasn't any depth at all, and totally inexperienced team.
Any coach can win with talent. But the greatest reward for me is to see the kids who've never won before, who've never expected very much from themselves or their peers, be successful.
There was this really tight-knit group of guys.
We all just kind of grew up in the same neighborhood. All of us just happened to be in L sections. Lunchtime, we played football.
On the weekends and stuff.
After school.
When it got really rainy and muddy, we'd go out and just play football.
Camaraderie and loyalty and care.
Just thinking back, our whole high school career, really, we didn't really succeed all that much. It wasn't necessarily about football, and I think it was just all about getting stick marks on our helmets.
This spring is really crucial. Discipline, hard work, and building faith in themselves and their teammates.
That was the first year of the full weight training off-season program had to start, the full passing league. Papers to go home with in the summer, like summer school homework stuff. We got to be accountable. So there was a mentality change.
I thought we could be pretty good.
There was underclassmen really starting to buy into Coach Hunt.
I remember being proud of a program that was being built and put together.
Coaching was fun again.
We kind of created this frenzy.
Everybody's getting strong. Everybody's getting faster.
We go out there and come on, lay some wood.
Touchdown! 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 Touchdown, San Marin!
And then we get thumped.
We got destroyed.
I didn't expect things just to totally fall apart.
Thumped.
That was a tough game.
When we lost to them, we knew practice was going to be bad. We did our stretching, and we ran 40-yard dashes the rest of the practice, and they just kept blowing a whistle, boop, boop, whistle, boop, and whistle.
And Francis is like, "Coach, you're going to kill him."
He had a pretty definite idea what we needed to teach and what we were going to do and how we were going to do it.
From the memoirs of Coach Jim Hunt. Long hours, frustration, 23 cents an hour if that, sleepless nights. Why am I doing this?
Things were just dead. I started to get really pissed off.
He'd start talking, and then everybody was just silent, just listening.
Brought up playing with desperation.
If you want to have some fun and win, just be desperate.
You guys want to do it.
You got nothing to lose.
This is how you have to do it.
Don't be embarrassed by making a mistake. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just go out and play with desperation.
He started calling us the Desperadoes.
30 dirty Desperadoes.
We were going to be a team, period.
Petaluma. We beat Petaluma.
I'll never forget the bus rides, like to Ukiah.
We go up to Ukiah, and we can't get in the locker room, and our bus couldn't park. Dress out here. We don't want their locker room.
The day of my birthday.
They were the #1 ranked team.
No pressure.
Eddie Lua destroyed them.
Went through them like, shit through a goose.
We're not supposed to beat Ukiah.
Ukiah was the worst because they used to always put it on you real bad. They beat you up and you lose. So it was real nice beating them.
That was really so special too.
Because we got that W and we sang happy birthday.
Midfield after the game and they're all singing happy birthday. That was a great night.
Mr. Hunt talked about somebody broke into his house and stole all of his belongings in his house, and how it really ticked him off when somebody come in and try to steal, what he had. He attached that to Santa Rosa was coming in to steal our homecoming from us.
I got totally carried away that night.
Lighting us up, getting us motivated.
There's something about this is our house or our town, and
Big old vein going through his neck.
an old western, they're gonna shoot up the town and kill your kids. And
God, you just want to kill these guys, There's no way they're gonna come in and take our homecoming from us. You're all fired up, your eyes are all welled up and ready to go, just go hit somebody, and then go out there and we lose.
It was like we were in the playoffs there. Now, we couldn't lose any more games and have a shot at the championship. One of the satisfying things about that season was watching individuals grow and do things they probably had never expected to do themselves. Other faculty members would, during the season, say something, "What are you guys doing out there? Because so-and-so is totally different. He's different in the classroom. He's trying hard. He's not being a pain in the ass anymore." That was just incredibly great to hear.
Hunt, he's just honest.
He saw more in me than I saw in myself at the time, and he wanted to make sure he got every ounce of it.
There was a real good balance of that whole coaching staff.
I didn't have a man in my life. I didn't have a father figure, and I always thought of Hunt as, my father figure.
All the people in the stands, everyone was involved in it.
Everybody felt like they were a part of it.
To be where they are now after our ugly start is really something. These kids believe now. Montgomery was really good.
That Montgomery game was probably the best that we played all year.
Playing against the kids trying to beat them. I could lose every game as long as we beat the Ranch.
We're nothing. We're just some kids from Warner Park.
We had your keys and we knew exactly what you guys were going to do.
I just didn't like Newman ever.
It's November 13th. I remember it like yesterday because it was my birthday.
Here we go. It's for all the marbles.
I wish I could be philosophical and say that win or lose, we've had a great year. But deep in my gut, I know the whole of satisfaction rides on winning this one.
That game was one of our best games ever.
It was scary. That game was scary.
It went over my head. I'm like, oh shit. All right, this is no good. So I ran out the end zone. I'm thinking, man, I just scored 2 points for the other team.
What a heads-up play.
Coach was like, good job, Dupour. I'm like, huh? Good job. I just gave up 2 points.
Football isn't just a simple game. We're all seeking meaning and power, and this is one of its ultimate displays.
And they went ahead 2-0, and then we're driving down. Looked like they were going to score again. Bobby made that interception on about the 15-yard line. It was really key.
We got upset, Dennis and I. We said, let's bring it. Maybe we can pin you back even closer so we can get a touchdown.
Give me the ball. Just give me the ball. I don't care. Give me the ball. I want the ball. We're on the 12-yard line, and they called my play.
And just turned it on. Safety took the wrong angle. Corner took the wrong angle. Our inside linebacker took the wrong angle. Everybody took the wrong angle, and he went right up the sidelines like there was a corridor.
Yeah, they were imposing their will at times. Absolutely imposing their will.
The game itself was just hard fought, totally tense, the way a championship game should be. Watching the whole scene, it was almost like I was in a zone of some kind. Everything was a struggle.
We had a lot of really tough guys on our team, and somehow Coach Hunt was able to get that toughness on the football field.
Snap came, I came right through it. Ball was down, laces out, boom, just money right down the center.
You guys didn't do much after that.
Halftime for me was the marching band for Ranch. It used to fire me up. I used to love playing there because growing up as a kid, you go there in that band, you guys had the marching band. So I'm in the locker room going crazy listening to the band. Everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, doesn't this fire you up?
They really kind of dominated that game. They pushed us around, I think, offensively.
We had nothing. But, I mean, it was just a slugfest.
This senior group, a total of 7 wins in 26 games. They have resources of strength and courage and toughness inside of them that are remarkable.
That last drive, every first down, they measured. 4th down, and they hiked it to me, and I'm getting tackled, and I pitched it to Dorico.
When they had that last drive going at the end, I was walking by, Ken was kind of shaking his head.
We got this in the bag.
I remember the sheer uneasiness of as they were lining up, being glued into where our defense was, and everybody shoulder pads forward, heads down, steam coming out of the mouth, cold night. I mean, just intense.
I'm sure that Silver kicks 50-yarders all day long in practice.
Sometimes things don't start off so great. We were picked to come in like last or second to last.
Never had a winning season.
We young dogs, the smaller guys.
Oh, and we could do this.
It definitely wasn't a team built to win a championship.
The fewer guys.
Just beat up.
The tired guys.
You know, we grew up, together, and that's where it was.
Go good! Go good!
Killed me.
The euphoria when you're picked to not even show up and you prove everybody wrong.
That's what's so great about that story. We're like the Bad News Bears.
That was a hard pill to swallow. That was bad.
That was wonderful. That was just great because my brother went to Cardinal Newman, so.
I really think chemistry has been as much a factor as anything I've done. There's just something about this group that makes them very, very special.
That feeling that night of winning the big game, winning the championship, and especially after what we had gone through early in the season, just see that transpire, that magic happen, and the charisma and the spree that you guys had, just absolutely beautiful. Probably one of the best moments of my life.